Hi guys, so today we continuing with introduction to geometry, but on a slightly different uh, tone. In that we focusing on perimeters and area. So let's do it. So by definition, a perimeter is a measure of the distance around a figure. So distance around is the perimeter. On the other hand, area is the measure of the area inside the figure. So let's put numbers to this for a much better understanding. So perimeter of a rectangle, it's a measure of the distance around. That length, that width, another length, and that width. The units of a perimeter would be the typical units that we know as meters, centimeters, millimeters. So in one word, units of perimeter, length. So perimeter will be adding all these lengths and widths together to get the distance around. If you have a lawn and it measures 5 meters on the one long side and then the 3 meters on the other side, what is the perimeter? It is the measure of the distance around, but you only have these two numbers. You make assumptions that because a rectangle has two equal sides side and two equal sides, so 5 meters, this is equal to 5 meters, that's 3, that's equals to 3. So perimeter will be 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3, making 16. And then I have a question at the bottom here. Is there another way that you can do this? The answer is yes. How else can you do it? Because you know this distance equals to that distance. All you can do is 5 times 2, and this distance equals to that one. So it could be 5 times 2 plus 3 times 2, it will still give you 16. That's an alternative way of doing it. And the units, because it's length, you have to have the units. If it's just 16, it doesn't say much. Area, similarly, measure of the surface, the inside area. It is, if you have 1 meter on one side and 1 meter on the other side, again you can assume that because a square has all sides equal. So that means this is 1 and this is 1. The answer to that is 1 square meter. So the units of area, you simply just square the units of length that would have been given. Similarly, 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter multiplication, it would be 1 centimeter squared or square centimeter. Doesn't matter, they mean the same thing. Even for millimeters, 1 millimeter multiplied by 1 millimeter would be 1 millimeter squared. Is there another way of doing it? Yes. In that, because you know the square has all equal sides, the alternative of doing this is you can find the area even if you have one side given. All you do is that side that's given squared and it gives you the answer. Then triangles. Still dealing with perimeters and angles. For a triangle which has 3 sides, the perimeter will be A plus B plus C, still the distance around. Then in terms of area of a triangle, the formula will be half base times height. By definition, area, this is called base, the bottom side of the triangle. So half of the, notice that it's the entire distance, not from here, the entire distance, half of that multiplied by height. So half base multiplied by height, that gives you the area of a triangle. And you can do that for different shapes of triangles. You always find a height from the peak, and then it has to intersect at right angle. If it doesn't intersect at right angle, it's not the true height. Like in this examples at the bottom here. So the height of a triangle is measured perpendicular to the base, hence it has to intersect at right angle. This one, that will be the height intersecting at right angle. For this one, height will be there intersecting at right angle from the peak. This one, the peak is there. You can just draw it outside to get the height from the peak to the base intersecting at right angle. This is just this height. So another common shape that you will encounter is a circle. A circle measures all points around equal if measured from the center. So the measurement from the center to the circumference to the points on the outside will always be the same. That's a definition of a circle. If you draw something and then you measure from the center and get different values when you measure from different sides, like from the center to here, center to there, center to there, center to there, you have to get the same distance. If not, it's not a circle. A circle, most of the time, or all the time, when you have to work with it, you will encounter radius. So a radius, which is some part, a segment of the circle measured from the center to the edge. So radius will measure from the center to there. You will also encounter diameter when you deal with the circle. Diameter being the measure of the from one point to the next through the center. If it doesn't go through the center, it's not a diameter. If say you measure from there to there, it's not a diameter. So another way to define it is diameter equals to 2 radiuses, radius and radius, hence 2r. Then the circumference, it is the distance around the circle. It's like a perimeter of a circle, but you don't say perimeter of a circle, you say simply a circumference. What that means is what is the distance around the circle. And it's given by this formula, which is 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by radius. So pi, this symbol which is called pi, it can be one of 2 ways. It's a standard, can't change. It is always 22/7. So when you have to calculate the circumference of a circle, you will say 2 multiplied 3.14 multiplied by the radius that you would have measured there. And then the area, the formula of the area of a circle will be the pi multiplied by radius squared. Remember, area, you have to square the units. Then there are also what you call composite geometric figures. What this means is you have the normal shapes that we've been dealing with, a rectangular and circle, but combining 2 or more than one shape, it makes a composite geometric figure, like this one. This one is made up of a rectangle and half a circle. That means you can calculate the distance, you can calculate the area, because you know how to calculate the area of a rectangle, you know how to calculate the area of a circle, and you can combine the figures afterwards. Similarly, you can combine a rectangle and a triangle. So if you were to calculate the the area of this shape, you can make up your own triangle by joining there, but knowing that this figure you don't need, you just need that. Then you calculate the area of the entire rectangle, and then you subtract the area of this triangle here. That will give you the area of this one.